Today on the news dimension, a major digital storm hit the internet on June 12th when Google Cloud Services suffered a widespread failure, taking down millions of users and dozens of popular platforms in the process. In this episode, we'll break down what caused the outage, which services were affected, how Google responded, and what this tells us about the fragile infrastructure behind the internet we rely on every day. Let's get into it. Around 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time, users started flooding sites like Down Detector with outage reports. Spotify wasn't loading, Gmail stopped sending, Discord went offline. Even Snapchat, YouTube, and ChatGPT were affected. The root of the problem? Google Cloud, specifically a breakdown in their Identity and Access Management System, or IAM. This is the backbone for authentication and permissions across Google's cloud network. When IAM failed, it blocked access to core APIs, and suddenly, apps that rely on Google's infrastructure began crashing. According to Google, the outage officially began at 11:46 a.m. Pacific Time. Within minutes, over 44,000 users were reporting Spotify outages. Discord followed. Gmail, Google Drive, Meet, and Calendar all experienced disruption. Even OpenAI tools, Cloudflare services, and coding platforms like Replit and LangChain were impacted, all because they depend on Google Cloud. By 12:30 p.m., Google had started to roll out fixes. Most services were recovering within an hour, but the damage had already rippled across the internet. So what caused it? Google engineers later revealed that an automated system update triggered invalid configurations, which overwhelmed and blocked critical access systems. In short, a glitch in Google's own security tools prevented the internet from functioning. Now, what's the fallout? First, the financial hit. Alphabet, Google's parent company, saw its stock drop about 1% that afternoon. Cloudflare, one of the affected companies, dropped over 5%. Second, the business impact. Companies using Google Cloud, including fintech firms, healthcare services, and government systems, were reminded just how risky centralized cloud infrastructure can be. Third, the public reaction. On social media, users joked that it felt like the internet had just hit the pause button. Memes called it a digital snow day, while others raised serious questions. Why does so much of the internet depend on a single provider? And finally, the long-term implications. This outage is more than just a temporary glitch. It's a wake-up call. The modern internet is built on a small number of cloud providers, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. When even one of them fails, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a full-blown digital blackout. Experts are calling for better fault isolation, more redundancy, and a renewed push toward multi-cloud strategies. Because when security tools, like access management, become single points of failure, the entire system is at risk. Google has promised a full post-mortem. They've apologized for the outage and pledged to improve transparency. But for users, businesses, and developers around the world, the question now is, what's next? Thanks for watching the News Dimension. Subscribe for weekly updates on the biggest stories in tech, global news, and the systems shaping our future. Until next time.